What's going on, everybody? Welcome in to Blazers Uprise Live, powered by BetUS. Today, we're going to be doing our annual Would You Rather stream, where we answer Would You Rather questions submitted by you guys in our community tab. Now, there's still time to get in a Would You Rather. Right now, we got 14 comments. Eric, if you want to submit a Would You Rather question before we get to that segment, head to the link at the top of the description box below and submit one of those questions. I also tossed it in the live chat. Shout out to everybody who's going to make that segment possible. We also have a signing to talk about, which I dropped a little YouTube short on today. And also, there's a way that you can help us out and work with us. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Eric, you completed a Monday Night Miracle tonight in fantasy. Both our fantasy teams started 2-0, man. That's pretty fun. How was your weekend otherwise?
Oh, it was pretty good. I don't know if it was necessarily a miracle. I mean, I just needed...
You were losing and then you won.
Yeah, I just needed Saquon and Devontae Smith to outscore Bijan and Pitts. But, yeah, it was a nice victory.
Nice, man. Yeah, and I absolutely destroyed the defending champion. So it's all good in fantasy, man. It's all good in fantasy. But as we get into our favorites and least favorites from the week, chat, participate in this. We love reading off your comments for this section. Leave your favorite and least favorite thing in the live chat. Eric, my favorite thing, fantasy football. All three of my fantasy teams won, actually, which is a pretty good week, man, because my dynasty teams I don't think are too good. I tried to set them up for futuristic success, and they both got slaughtered in week one, but 3-0 in week two for my fantasy teams. That was pretty good. That was my favorite thing of the weekend. What was yours?
Just overall good weekend. Got to go on a date night with my wife on Saturday night.
Did you go to Vancouver again?
We did not go to Vancouver this time. So sorry.
Where did you go?
Oh, that's not important.
Confidential. Ooh.
No, we just so every once in a while we were gonna go to Oktoberfest, but it didn't really work out. So we ended up just staying somewhere a little closer to home.
Yeah.
Yeah, had a good night.
Yeah, nice, man. Nice.
How about you guys in chat?
What's up, Chris? What's up, Eric? What's up, everybody in chat? It was a relaxing weekend. It was a good weekend, man. I'll say this though, while my favorite thing of the weekend was fantasy football, my least favorite thing of the weekend was real football.
Yes.
From the Huskies losing to, I just gotta say this, man. Apologies to any normal Ducks fan out there, Eric. I cannot stand that fan base more than maybe any other sports fan base out there. It's reaching bad levels, man. And, there's cool Ducks fans out there. There's just a lot of them that are just so obnoxious. And then you point out, man, the Ducks fans are being obnoxious, and they act like they aren't, and it just drives me crazy. So, as a Husky fan, I know it's a rivalry. The Huskies lose to Washington State. Ducks fans love that. I get it, but oh my goodness. There's a section of that Ducks fan base that just reminds me of, the worst of Phoenix Suns fans. The Suns and 4 people, those types of guys. So, that annoyed me. And then the Niners lose Sunday morning to the freaking Sam Darnold-led Vikings. Sam Darnold was their backup quarterback last year, and they lose, and Debo's out, and CMC's going to be out for a while. Yeah, real football freaking sucked for me this weekend. But at least I can live my fantasies through fantasy football.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a particular person we both know that it was driving me a little bonkers over the weekend, him getting his little digs in, and then a minute later trying to claim that Duck fans don't do that stuff. I'm just like, dude, what are you talking about? You've been doing it this whole day. But whatever. Anyways, yeah, that was my least favorite. I could no longer raise my hand that both of my teams are undefeated because they both freaking lost.
Both of your teams are defeated, and both of my teams are defeated. So
yeah, Beavers. I mean, we've talked about this before, but they're at a severe disadvantage against teams from power conferences now, and yeah, it's just kind of a crappy situation, and that just kind of put the final nail in the coffin for their athletic program. Um, and yeah, so unfortunately, that wasn't meant to be. Congrats to the Husky or the Cougars, though. I know it was against your team, Tori, but still kind of a cool story that they actually did beat the team that moved on
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. So
I get it, and no ill will towards the Cougars, man. I never hated the Cougars. Never hated the
yeah,
Cougars.
yeah.
But the Ducks though, I hate them more than the Lakers. That's how, and it's just because of some of their fan base just drives me absolutely up a wall. So we're at that point.
And then yeah, the 49ers had it set up. They get a big victory over the Jets in week 1, and they have what seemingly, I wouldn't necessarily call it easy, but it should have been a win on their schedule against their backup quarterback from last year, a team that had no business winning against us,
Disgusting
even
stuff.
though it was at their place. And the 49ers season kind of toughens up later on. So yeah, it's tough to lose games like that. Just defense was a no-show outside of Fred Warner, and it just kind of frustrating.
I know you had the date night thing, so this doesn't really apply to you. I just love how the favorite section most of the time just becomes conversations about football because football dominates our weekends. So,
Yeah.
hopefully we'll move on to other things once basketball comes around. But, I think we need to make this segment in the future non-sports related. And I'll be like, oh man, I don't know. I got enough sleep this weekend. That's pretty much where I'd go with that.
Yeah.
Although I did drink a little bit Saturday night. I did get pretty turned up, as the kids would say. So yeah, we got turned up. We were not together. We weren't together, but we got turned up this weekend. So maybe we'll have to get turned up a couple times for a post-game stream when we lose and suck and lose by 50 again. Maybe that is how we can keep things fun. Because yeah, man, it's I don't know. I don't drink much, but I can control myself, so I'd be willing to maybe take a couple shots on stream. That might be something we do this season, or I do. I'm not gonna volunteer you.
I'm down. You don't have to.
Yeah, we'll have to. What we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to base it on something that happens in the game, right? Like where you have.
Drink every time something happens.
No, like we'd set it up like this way. You'd have 3 shooters, I'd have 3 shooters. Whoever shooters hits the least amount of threes has to take a shot, okay? And then like do that for just different things during the course of the game. And just depending on how the game goes, that determines who's taking what. And that way when we're losing by 50, right, at least it matters, right? So that might be the most meaningful part of some of these games is how many shots we have to take on the post-game stream. So that'll be a fun, we'll do that on like Fridays, Saturday nights, like occasionally, maybe once a month, it would be a fun thing to do. So I haven't drank on a stream. You drank on the Fire Stotts stream and people loved that. So maybe we can recreate some of that magic.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've had a few drinks recently on streams, but nothing like drunk-wise.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of drinks, Joe Cronin had a drink and then signed Taze Moore. Maybe it was a celebratory drink. Anyway, all jokes aside, Taze Moore signs a 2-way with the Blazers. He saw time in 4 games for them last year. Athletic, a little bit undersized guard. I know he's listed as 6'5". He looks 6'3". And struggled with his shot in the G League, but is athletic. He's quick, man. But apparently he wasn't the Blazers' first choice for that 2-way at the same time. Eric, your guy, Ibu Badji, you want to go into what happened there?
Well, it's kind of weird with the G League rules and the two-way things and stuff like that. Um, if a lot of people probably don't remember this, but what was I'm blanking on his name, the small guard we had a couple years ago?
You're going to have to make me think of like 10
The
names.
the two-way Brandon something.
Brandon Williams?
Yeah, Brandon Williams. Like he got traded by like the Knicks to the Hawks or something like that while he was on a two-way with us, and it was like, wait, what? But like they still had his G League rights or something. Like it was just kind of crazy. Um, so even though for all last year and parts of the year before, Badji's been on a two-way with us, the Milwaukee Bucks G League team still had his rights or whatever. And so the Blazers have been trying to get him to sign a two-way to come back. Fortunately, he signs, or fortunately, depending on your point of view, he signed with the Bucks, and Blazers pivoted, and their backup was to sign Taze Moore. So that got done just basically about an hour after they found out Badji was going to sign with the Bucks. But just kind of weird that was their two options, you know?
Yeah, I mean, listen. Okay, there's two things I want to make very apparent. One is, while two-ways aren't completely meaningless, and a lot of good teams can turn two-ways into value, and I would love for the Blazers to be one of those teams, and maybe they did it with Uprise, right? It's still a two-way contract, right? Not really worth caring too much about, but at the same time, I mean, I don't really understand the mindset of going after like 26-year-old two-way players.
Oh, some G League savant got into it with you about that.
Yeah, okay, so there's this guy on Twitter. I think he has like a G League podcast or something. And
oh yeah, he's really into the G League.
Yeah,
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Honestly,
cool.
I respect the hell out of that. I respect it.
Yeah.
He has a podcast about the Rip City remix. Okay, cool. All the power to you.
Kenny or something?
Yeah, all the power to him, man. But I had a quote tweet. I said, why? to the Blazers citing Taze Moore. Why? Okay, he's a guard. He's 26 years old. He's likely never going to even be on a main NBA contract. Like, he's athletic, but struggles with his three ball. Isn't really much of a playmaker. I don't know. Like, he's just one of those G League guards that will have some good performances in summer league, and maybe once in a while, if he swings up to the NBA, will look impressive, right? He had a game last year. He looked impressive, had an impressive dunk. I forget who it was against, but beyond that, it just doesn't really provide much. So that's kind of the question I was left with when they signed him was why? What's the point of this? And I got into it with this dude. So this guy says, a hyper-athletic swingman with something to prove, whose teams always look better when he's on the floor. Why not? I said, he's 26, not a good shooter, don't see any upside here. Good G League player. And I was asked, what would be the appropriate age for a two-way player to be? What do you think the average age of all two-way players is? I don't know what the average age of all two-way players is, but I responded with under 26. I think it's under 26. Just a guess, man. I don't know, Eric. Maybe it's not. I'm pretty sure it's under 26 years old. Like, I would prefer.
It's gotta be, right? Because
you have
to be within your first 4 years in the league, so you're only that old if you've never gotten years in the league by that age,
And how many guys do we see sign right after the draft to two ways, undrafted guys, even second-round picks, right? Like, the average age is under 26. And the guy responded with, don't want to talk about something you don't know about, huh? It's like, what? All I did was answer your question. Okay, the entire point is, personally, I would prefer for this team to swing on younger, more unproven players and try and develop those players. If you're a organization with a ton of confidence in your ability to develop players. And once you have a G League team, which the Blazers, thank God, they have a G League team now, like you can try and put some of the same developmental practices in place in the G League, right? Mm-hmm. If you're confident in your ability to develop players, then I think you would lean more towards getting guys that are 19, 20, 21, undrafted guys that have shown flashes but have some real weaknesses. But maybe, just maybe, if you can develop them, they can become an NBA rotation player on a good team. And we've seen guys come along like that in the past, right? But the Blazers seem to go for the older, more like low ceiling veteran type of two-way guys, 26-year-olds, right? Duop Reith, Justin Minaya, that's kind of their model. Now, Duop Reith ended up panning out, but he showed talent in Summer League. He's a shooting big man, right? It's a little different when you're talking about a stretch five versus a guard that struggles to shoot the ball and doesn't really provide much on-ball juice, so to say. And that to me is Justin Minaya, and that to me is Taze Moore. Now, they're different players. I think Taze Moore is a better offensive player than Justin Minaya, unless Minaya shoots the three ball like he did in Summer League, because he was on fire in Summer League for the most part. But at the end of the day, those guys are more a dime a dozen than a stretch five. So I don't really understand the Blazers' inclination to go after those types of guys with their two-way spots. It just personally is not the type of guy that I would identify with a two-way spot like that. Go find the diamond in the rough who went undrafted, but those guys have something to prove as well. Go find the guy with a lot of upside that needs to be developed properly, right? That maybe has flaws that caused him to go undrafted, but has talent, and if you can hone that talent, could be something. That's my philosophy. So, it's not like I'm upset about them signing Taze Moore. I couldn't care less, to be honest with you, but I just don't really understand their philosophy.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there, like almost verbatim. My thing is, you have a draft board. Most people's like top 50, especially in a draft like the current draft, like not all 50 of those players are going to get drafted because there were so many guys that could have been second round picks this year. And we don't even like go after one of them for our 3 spots, just take a chance on someone and they could pop. And I get it. Like sometimes it's good to have a little bit older guys, but that seems more like a veteran team where they might need a guy that can give them some minutes down the line or something, like a Justin Minaya, if there's an injury, can come in and give the team 10 to 12 minutes if they desperately needed someone. But like that's not, to me, what a rebuilding team should do with their spots. So I think it's kind of, it's better than the Neil Olshey years of not even using the two-way spots at times. But to me, it's still kind of, you're kind of just losing, even if it's just like a 1 or 2% chance of striking on a player like a Lou Dort or something like that, it's still an opportunity. You have 3 of them, and you're not using any of the 3 this year, in my opinion, for that type of player. You're just kind of bringing in just kind of average talent guys that probably aren't high NBA level players unless they drastically change one of their skills that are weaknesses. So, I would much prefer to just go after a few younger players and do that way. But, it's not our decision, I guess.
Yeah. With Bryce McGowan's being 21, the average age of their two ways is 24 years old. Mm-hmm. What's the average age of their main roster? It's probably right around the same age.
Well, I know Jeremy's the only one 30 or above, so.
Yeah. Anyway, listen, if if you have a podcast covering the Rip City remix, I understand that you're probably going to be a fan of their players, right? Or else how could you actually buy into doing a podcast unless you took some sort of liking to the team, right? I mean, it's the same thing covering the Blazers, right? We like the Blazers. We like a lot of Blazers players. Is what it is, man. But at the end of the day, it's, what guy has a legitimate, I mean, maybe not even legitimate because it's two ways. It's long shots, right? But what guy has a chance to be a difference maker for this team in the long term, right? And at the end of the day, you're talking about, oh, this guy has like a 1-2% chance of actually developing into a rotation player with some players. Taze Moore, I just don't think he has that chance at all. So at the end of the day, we're splitting hairs, but I'd rather just go for the guy that maybe one day could turn into something, because there's kind of two trains of thoughts. I feel like you could go with the two-way spots. Oh, it's a two-way spot. It doesn't matter. Or you could have the train of thought that some organizations do, where it's like, okay, we want to get this player into our building because we feel like we can develop him. We know he works hard. He has traits that fit our culture. I'm kind of alluding to the Miami Heat here, right? But he has traits that fit our culture. Like, let's get him in here. Let's work. And we think we can potentially develop him into somebody that could play for us playoff minutes down the stretch. And they've done that with a couple of guys. Haywood Highsmith, Duncan Robinson, right? They've done it with a couple guys. So that's how they look at things. And when you're running an NBA team, I feel like you always have to try and optimize every little thing you can. And if you just write something off as, oh, it doesn't matter enough, like that's how you start cutting corners, right? So,
yeah, to be fair, I guess they did try to do that with Badji.
Yeah.
I mean, he was, a rookie his first year with the team, and then, they spent, the better part of 2 years developing him and thought that would maybe translate into him coming back again. So that maybe played into it a little bit. Doesn't mean you have to transition to this. But the thing I don't necessarily think this is terrible, but it's just weird to me why it would be more important than trying to find diamonds in the rough. And that's that I feel like the Blazers are putting more emphasis on their two ways right now, with making sure their G League team is good versus getting players that could potentially be NBA level players. And like I said, there's nothing necessarily wrong with that, but I think they really want the remix to be like a fun team and a good team. And I think that's one of the reasons why, as silly as that is, that they're going for this type of player.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point too, man. That's a good point. Although Duop Reith dominated his first G League game and never went back down, At the same time, it's like, he's a success story. He's our fourth string center.
Right.
So, man, I don't know. Just funny how things work themselves out. Badji, man, how bummed are you? Because I know you were a Badji fan, like when he came out of the draft. Did he like, was he on the path that you saw for him? Did he kind of fall behind, or did he just not have enough chance? Like, where do you think he was at compared to like your expectations when he got drafted? Or he didn't get drafted, he was undrafted, but where was he at?
He was always a long-term prospect, and it's only 2 years after the draft, so he still has time to grow as a player. But yeah, obviously he offensively wasn't where I thought he would be. He does, he's shown it a couple times, but he does have a decent jumper that I thought he could maybe extend out to possibly eventually shooting three-point shots. But he just seemed like scared to shoot at all and didn't shoot well when he did shoot it. And then defensively, you saw a few games, one against the Knicks stood out, where even Tom Thibodeau mentioned what a difference maker he was. They were scared to take it inside when he was in the game, but unfortunately he also got foul baited a lot and jumped at a lot of pump fakes and things like that, so got into a lot of foul trouble, and it just kind of limited how many minutes he could get on the court. And then he's had a couple of injuries that at times were the Blazers, especially his first year with us, where he could have played like the last 20 games of the season and gotten really nice run, but he wasn't available due to those injuries. So, fortunately for him, it just hasn't panned out yet. I don't know if it ever will or whatnot, but it is someone that I kind of wish, a team would have stuck with him for longer than 2 years of development. But I also understand if it's not like the end of the world if he moves on to another team.
Yep, 100%. Let's move on and give a shout out to our sponsor, which is, of course, BetUS. And Eric, I have two things I want to look at over on BetUS.com. And they are the odds for the 1 seed in each conference. And right now, if you go to BetUS.com, you click on Sportsbook, and then you go down and you click on NBA Specials, you can see multiple different lines. That's where they have all the Bronny James stuff that you love, Eric. They got Bronny James. They got a lot of prop bets for players scoring like 60 points in a game at any time this season. So like Steph Curry's plus 800 to score 60 points in a game. Luka Doncic is plus 1,400 to score 70 points in a game. And of course he did that last year. That actually is a sneaky good bet, I think. Just 14-1 odds for him to score 70 points. I'd take that. But you got Wemby lines. But I found this the most interesting. This is what I want to talk about. Number 1 seed in the East right now, I feel like it's easy to go with the Celtics, but they're minus 110. And right now we're looking at money lines over here. So plus 400, that's 4-1 odds. So you bet $100, you get $400 if the Knicks get the 1 seed, right? The Celtics, you have to bet 110 to win 100. So the money's a lot better with the Knicks. So the question is, with money lines considered, if you had to place some action on one of these money lines, Eric, for the East seed, East number 1 seed, who would you place it on and why?
Man, that's tough. I don't think any out of the top 4. I don't think past that any of those teams, even despite the odds, I don't think it's worth betting on any of them. It's just a waste of money. I mean, the Bucks are actually sneakily really good when they had their full starting lineup, but you can't really count on that, so I'd probably take them out of it. The Knicks kind of scare me at center. So will that become an issue during the season? So I'm probably, if I can't bet on the Celtics, I'm probably taking the 76ers.
You can. You just get minus 110.
No, I know. I probably
just roll with
take the 76ers and just hope that Embiid is healthy enough and Paul George fits in well enough to do that.
See, that's such a big ask for Embiid to play a whole season, though.
Yeah, I know.
Paul George was a good pickup. I mean, they had a good offseason. I'm leaning Knicks, but honestly, if I had to place any money on any of this action, I would probably just take the Celtics against the field. Then again, do they have a championship hangover, right? They've had some pretty decent luck health the past couple years. That one's tough. That one's tough for me. But honestly, I'd place the money on the Celtics. Now, Western Conference, your Portland Trailblazers are plus 100,000. So that is 1,000 to 1 odds. So if you love the Blazers and you think they're going to get the 1 seed, plus 100,000. Some wild odds there.
Put $5 right now, Tori.
Yeah, I wonder what the Thunder were this time last year. But this one's a little bit more interesting. The Thunder aren't as much of a favorite as the Celtics, but they are the favorite. You do have the Mavs, Nuggets, Timberwolves is kind of like that second tier there. And then it's a big drop to the Suns, Grizzlies, etc. I feel like you could go with a number of different bets taking into account the money line because you got some okay like plus 2,000, plus 2,500 values in there, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
For this one, I'll answer first. I would place my money on the Dallas Mavericks plus 650. They won the West last year. They have really good role players. Derek Lively is going to be going into his second year, right? They added Najee Marshall. They added Klay Thompson. I think they got a little bit better. I know they lost Derrick Jones Jr., but I still think they got a little bit better, and Luka's just going to dominate the regular season. So I like the Mavericks plus 650. What are you taking?
See, the Thunder, Timberwolves, and Nuggets are all teams that rely so much on one person, especially now for the Nuggets with losing KCP in addition to losing Bruce Brown the year before. So, like, it kind of scares me to bet on one of those teams. So I'm kind of with you on Dallas being the play. I kind of want to take, like, a small long shot bet on the Suns just to kind of figure it out and be good during the regular season. I would have said the Grizzlies possibly, but that just doesn't seem. It feels like they're already being propped up as a team that could do that. Even though plus 2,000 is pretty good odds, I don't think it's good enough for like a long shot odds. So, it's probably the Suns or Mavericks for me.
Yeah, Suns plus 2,000 pretty decent. They just, I don't know. Will they ever be that good with Booker and Durant and the team they have around those guys? It's hard to say. But if you guys want to get in on any of this action, use promo code YouTube150. That'll give you a 150% bonus on your first deposit, and you'll get a 125% bonus on your next two. That's bonuses on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000 with promo code YouTube150. Shout out to BetUS for sponsoring the stream. At the end of the stream, we'll also look at the over-under for the Blazers seed. That should be fun. It might be 14.5. Is the line there. So we'll pick that at the end. Once again, shout out to BetUS. Also, before we get into Would You Rather, we are looking to hire a social media intern for this upcoming NBA season. There's a link to fill out an application in the description box below. And as part of this internship, you will get mentored on how to create graphics, fill out graphics, all that good stuff. And basically, we're trying to grow the Twitter account, the Blazers Uprise Twitter account. I want to do more with that this year. And then also, I want to activate on TikTok and Instagram, and you can help out with that. You can learn a lot. I've taught myself graphic design, man, and if you look at the show and if you look at our thumbnails, hopefully you think the graphic design is impressive. And maybe there's something that I can teach you, and you can join us here at Blazers Uprise and help us activate on social media. As part of being a social media intern, you'll be able to participate in Picks Against the Spread, amongst other channel activities. You'll be one of us. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on Twitter. My Twitter is linked in the description box below. You can also reach out to me on Discord, or you can reach out to my email, tjones@hogmedia.co. And we would love to bring you on board as we push forward into this upcoming NBA season. Now, Eric, it's what the people have been waiting for. Would you rather? Would you rather? So we had submissions from you, the viewer, for Would You Rather questions. Now, Eric, I believe we have 15 on there. Do you want to read them all off?
Well, there's now 26 comments.
26. We got an influx.
Yeah.
So shout out to you guys for giving us a lot here. How do we normally do it? I forget. You normally read them off, correct? Because this is your segment. This is your thing.
I mean, I don't care either way.
All right. We'll go every other.
All right.
We'll go every other, and we'll just go from the top down. I have no idea what some of these are going to be. I read through a few of them. But Eric, start us off with, is the first one Taylor Packer for you?
No.
Sick.
I sorted by newest first.
Oh. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's do that, because then it could be in the same order, because I'm not sure the top comments is in the same order for us. Mm-hmm. So we got 2 from Javon. You read off the first one. In chat, right. I'll do chat polls for some of these, for some of the good ones that you guys can answer too.
Chat, please play along. Give your answers in chat as well. If you're watching this later, leave your answers in the comments. First question from Javon is, would you rather have Prime Aminu or Prime Harkless? I'm guessing he means like on today's roster or like, I don't know.
On today's roster. I mean, we already have Prime Aminu plus Prime Harkless in young Tamani Kamara. This is a tough one because they're kind of similar, man. I do like Harkless's ability to swing between the 3 and the 4 a little bit better. I think Harkless is the better athlete. He's just a little bit more inconsistent. But I was always kind of a Harkless fan. I would probably take Prime Harkless. What about you?
Yeah, Aminu did a lot of the little things. I don't want to have to watch that shot again. So I'll take Harkless, even though Aminu's still like, I'm not trying to hate on him. It's close.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll take Harkless just so I don't have to watch the catapult.
Yeah, that's funny. Chat disagrees with us. 65% of them would take Prime Aminu over Prime Harkless. Okay, the next one I'm not going to do a poll for because it's kind of silly, but you can answer in chat if you wish. Eric, would you rather be trapped in a room with an obnoxious Duck fan or be trapped in a room with Joe Cronin?
Oh, God.
So think of the most obnoxious Duck fan you know.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather be trapped with them or Joe Cronin?
I mean, I think Joe would be nice in person.
Not to you.
I don't know. I mean, does he even know who I am? So no, probably not.
Selling yourself short.
Actually, have a lot of friends that are obnoxious Duck fans, so I can deal with it. So I'll choose obnoxious Duck fan.
Bro, they're going to get bored and just start yelling SCO over and over and over again. It's going to make you... Oh, no. Give me Joe Cronin, man. Give me Joe Cronin. Because at the very least, we could start talking trade ideas, and I could actually, like, give him some advice. And, you know, he might go crazy enough being trapped in there with me to take it.
Yeah, that's like a punishment for him.
Yeah. Yeah. This is for trading away Dame. Here's your punishment. Yeah, I can't with the SCO, man. I cannot with the SCO. Next one for you.
All right, this is from Ashley Larry. Would you rather get a face tattoo of Russell first round exit Westbrook or LeVar Ball?
Go ahead.
I would rather get a face tattoo of Russell Westbrook, and that's because I'll have Dame waving to him as he walks off the court on my face tattoo.
Nope. You feel like you're circumventing the point of the question.
No, I'm going to have Westbrook on there.
That's circumvention.
It didn't say I couldn't get another tattoo later of Dame waving bye to him.
You just want to tat your face even more?
If I have to get a Westbrook tattoo, yeah. Who are you going with?
I mean, there ain't no way I'm putting LeVar freaking Ball on my face, so I guess I'm taking Westbrook as well. Ain't no way I'm putting that ball on my face, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, chat agrees. 71% of it. 28% of you, of the 7 of you that voted, picked a face tattoo of LeVar Ball. How do you feel right now? All right, next question. Would you rather see Dame win a ring as a player, as a Buck, or Dame win a ring as an owner or partial owner of the Blazers? I mean, that's easy for me. I want the Blazers to win a freaking ring.
Right.
Like, give me a Blazers ring, man. Give me a Blazers ring. So, I mean, I know the Blazers could win a ring without Dame if Dame wins one as a Buck, but Eric, give me a Blazers championship.
Yeah, that made it a little too easy. Samuel, thank you for the question. Obviously, you'd want him to win.
Yes.
If Dame was our owner and we won a championship, that would be amazing. But a side note, I do want him to win. I want the Bucks to win a championship. Since we're not going to the next couple of years, like I'd love for him to get that monkey off his back and win a ring with the Bucks. But yeah, obviously choosing the Blazers.
Yeah, I'll do a chat poll for that. I know which way it's going to lean, but I just want to see how much it leans. Dame wins ring as Blazers owner. All right, there's your chat poll.
Because the only thing that gives me hesitation is if he won it as an owner, they're probably saying that he didn't end up winning one as a player. So
I think that's the point of the question.
Yeah.
I think that's the point of a question.
But
oh,
yeah,
man, we don't have Blazer fans in our stream is what this poll is revealing, Eric.
Oh, nice.
We're just a bunch of Dame fans over here, man. Anyway, I thought that was interesting. I thought it would be Blazers co-owner. But I respect it. I mean, I'm rooting for the Bucks this year to win it all, of course. Of course. I'm also not going to hate the Indiana Pacers irrationally if they beat them at the same time. That was fun times. Anyway, next question, Eric.
Port Blazer Fool has several all in one comment. So I guess we'll just rapid fire. Would you rather watch a regular Blazers season game courtside or a high stakes playoff game from the Raptors?
Oh, regular courtside, because I've never actually sat courtside. I've watched multiple playoff games in the rafters, so I'll take courtside. Yeah,
courtside's always fun. I mean, it is fun being in the building for a high stakes playoff game. But yeah, had that experience several times as well. So I would definitely take courtside. It's just such a different experience when you're close to the court.
Yeah.
And then, would you rather have Olshey or Cronin as GM?
Oh, God. Oh, man. The fact that I didn't answer right away is already going to get me a bunch of hate. I'll do a chat poll.
All right, I'm taking out the obviously you don't want the workplace misconduct or whatever. Like, if you're just talking about GMing, I'm taking Olshey.
Yeah. I mean, the Avdia trade might be better than any trade that Olshey made.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole Dame saga at the same time. People didn't like Olshey because he was an asshole. I don't care, that he was an asshole to media. I'm not going to pick Cronin because he's a nice guy, right? I've gone on multiple rants about I do not care that he's buddy-buddy with media. I do not care at all. But, man... Honestly, just because we can't go back to Olshey, I'll give Cronin a little bit more time. And I'll go Cronin.
All right.
You know what I mean? The Avdia trade was good. He could sway me a little bit if he actually gets a good trade for Jeremy, right? If he could actually get a good trade for, Robert Williams, etc. Mm-hmm. The problem is with Olshey, he might keep those guys for 2-3 years. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know if we never actually got to see Olshey sell. The only time Olshey lost veterans, he lost the ball in free agency.
Yeah, I traded Batum, but yeah, that was it.
Yeah, for Noah Vonleh? And what?
But to be fair, we did go to a Western Conference Finals, the third seed 2 years in a row. We're a pretty good team. His second and third year. I'm just saying, in 9 or 10 years, however long he's here, we did.
With a starting front court of Aminu, Harkless, and Cantor, I don't want to give him too much credit.
I'm just saying we did have success in terms of getting to the playoffs and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I can't believe it, but I'll just take Cronin because
Yeah.
I mean, it's two terrible options in my mind.
Mm.
But if Cronin has more stuff up his sleeve, like the Avdia trade, then it makes the decision easier.
Yeah.
Without the Avdia
Okay.
trade, I would go Olshey.
For the record, Eric Olsen said Olshey was mid. Heck yeah. Like,
It's two bad options, man.
we're two bad options.
It's like a president.
Don't take this, like, this goes for, like, a lot of these questions. It's
Yeah.
would you rather. You have to choose one. Don't take this as, like, I like Olshey now, where I'm defending Olshey or something. Or you're defending Cronin and you're a Cronet now.
Oh,
like,
God dang.
Yeah.
I'm a crony
Come on.
now. Crony is
right.
the proper term. That's the proper identification, okay? Get it right.
All right, and his third question is, would you rather have Scoot become better than expected and not have Lillard ever return as a Blazer, or Scoot never reach his potential, eventually be traded, and Lillard return for the last few seasons of his career?
Okay, let me do a chapel before I even start. That's a good one. Scoot surpasses potential, or Scoot I have to abbreviate it because I only have so many characters. Scoot sucks. Dame returns. Okay, you guys heard the question. There's your poll. Eric, what would you go with? You're gonna get
Dame
yourself
is
into trouble, huh?
Dame is my guy. I would love for him to come back, but we traded him. We've moved on. Scoot's our guy now. He's a Blazer. I need him to reach his potential or surpass his potential. So
Scoot surpassing his potential is like as good as Dame was, at least.
So I'm picking Scoot.
Easily.
Does that get me in trouble?
No. I was thinking maybe you were going to say Dame returns. But
Mm-hmm.
no, reasonable. Yeah, I mean, Dame wanted to go to a better situation. Okay, he's in that better situation now. You know what I mean? Like, good for him. We're rolling with Scoot. I'm ride or die for Scoot. And if Scoot surpasses his potential, no one will celebrate that as much as me. As Scoot's number one defender against all blasphemy. Scoot's my guy. My guy. All right.
Yeah. Eric
Chat
Olsen
agrees.
says don't fit timeline. Exactly. Like, Dame coming back is just
Yeah.
sentimentally awesome, but like it doesn't necessarily help our rebuild or anything like that.
He can
But
buy
I hope-
ownership stake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Dro doesn't understand the point of would you rather. He says Scoot is not going to be close to Dame, not even in the same stratosphere. That wasn't the question, though. Like, the question was, what if he was?
Oh, man. Dro. Always count on our guy, Dro. Shout out to Port Blazer Fool for the would you rather questions. Now we move on to One Piece, who says, would you rather have DeAndre Ayton and Chauncey extended on a max? Chauncey signs a max? I think it means DeAndre Ayton extended on a max and keep Chauncey. And get Flag along with that. Okay, so have DeAndre Ayton extended on a max, keep Chauncey, get Cooper Flag. Or would you rather have Ayton traded and Chauncey fired by the deadline and get the number 2 pick? Eric.
I mean, if we get Flag, I'll take DeAndre Ayton and Chauncey for as long as they'll be here because I don't think it'll matter that much. I'll take Flag and just deal with Chauncey and DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah, 100%. Ayton can be our backup center on a max contract when Klingon gets good enough, and Cooper Flag can take us to the promised land. I am keeping Ayton and Chauncey to get Cooper Flag. Although, would Chauncey ruin Cooper Flag?
Yeah, no. He's too good.
Yeah, give me Flag. Chat agrees. We got 68% of the vote saying we'll keep Ayton and Chauncey to get Flag. All right, next up, Eric.
Would you? This is from. Let me see if. Oh, this is from Eric Olsen. I didn't recognize his handle there. Anidler. He says, would you rather Chris Murray shoots the 3-ball in good efficiency this season or Jabari Walker?
Oh, man. Jabari's younger and Jabari's better in other areas, in my opinion. Give me Jabari.
Yeah, Jabari just does. They're both okay defensively, but Jabari's got that elite rebounding skill set. If he could also shoot the 3, along with his contributions elsewhere, I think he would be a really quality role player. So give me Jabari.
Yeah, I agree. I just read the next one. Shout out to Allison. It's funny because I've eaten both of these in the past week. Would you rather eat Taco Bell the rest of your life or Del Taco the rest of your life?
I am taking Del Taco.
Yeah, because I'm not trying to die.
Yeah. Taco Bell's fine if you just want some cheap crap, but
honestly, I had Taco Bell right before this, and I have a headache right now, so
nice.
The easy answer for me.
See, even if you're kind of close on the taco part of everything, Del Taco has like burgers and fries and stuff like that, so you wouldn't get as sick of it because there's more variety of food you could eat as well. So I think Del Taco pretty easily clears.
Yep. Connor says, Tori, this feels like a custom question built for you. Absolutely is. Absolutely is.
Some of our audience knows us.
Yeah. Next one is also tailored for me.
Ooh. Oh, no, Del Taco one, 58%.
Next one is also tailored for me if you want to read it, Eric. No poll for this one because it's obviously a me question.
All right, Eric Olson's back with would you rather see Gonzaga or the 49ers win it all?
Oh, man. Oh, man, that's so tough. That's like picking between, like, 2 of my children that I definitely don't have. I don't know, man.
If you're not a fan of those 2 specific teams, just choose your college team and your NFL team.
Give me the Niners. Give me the Niners. The best I've ever felt after any win other than a Blazers win is like, I guess there's Jalen Suggs buzzer beater, and then there's like the Niners coming back against the Lions. Give me the Niners, though. Which is really tough.
Yeah, also take the 49ers over like Oregon State winning.
Yeah.
As cool as that would be, it's just, I want to see the Niners win again.
Yep. Absolutely. All right. Next one. Would you rather win the lottery or see the Blazers win a championship? Well, how much money are we talking about in the lottery here? Are we talking about billions? Because then I could buy the Blazers and then they could suck, but at least I'd have them.
Well, most lotteries aren't anywhere close to $1 billion. Let's just say it's like 50 million. Or, I guess most people choose 50 million.
I did 50 million in the poll. We're doing 50 million. I am taking 50 million.
Yeah.
Listen. The Blazers winning a championship would be a little bit life-changing. Winning $50 million would be, yeah.
Yeah.
F the Blazers. Take the money, bro. LOL. Yes, I would sell out the Blazers for a championship. Adam says I'd take 50K. Okay, brother, we need to get your bags up then, because if you'd take 50K over a Blazers championship, then I would take a Blazers championship over 50K, Eric. How much would it take for you to choose the money?
Well, I'll take one for the team and get everyone a Blazers championship and not take the. No, just kidding. I'll take the 50 million.
Yeah, but like if it was a million.
Yeah, I mean, I've always said that seeing the Blazers championship would be like outside of a few other family moments, the greatest moment of my life. As you can take that for being as sad or as you want, but um, but yeah, I mean, any amount of money is like, uh, that's. I mean, even like 50K is a decent amount of money. Um,
Yeah, tough one.
that could really help. So I'd have a tough time turning down like even 50K, but it's probably about where it gets interesting.
Yeah. I gotta go for a couple minutes. I gotta take some ibuprofen for this freaking headache. But this next question also would give me a worse headache, so you can read it off while I'm gone, Eric.
All right. Uh, this one is also from Allison. No hate to these guys, but would you rather share a channel with you know who, he who shall not be named, hint lemon pie, and who shall not be named, but you have to contractually film episodes 4 times a week with them for 15 years, but guarantee you win one Super Bowl or NBA Finals in your lifetime? Or not have Blazers Uprise as a channel, but have all your sports teams come in last place and never win in the next 100 years. Wow. Okay. So, so I have to do a show with them, or all my teams suck for the rest of my life, and we don't have Blazers Uprise. Um, yeah. I mean, you gotta. Unfortunately, you have to take the first one. Yeah. Yeah. I guess I'd have to do a show with lemon pie.
Alrighty. I have not read this entire question, but I get the gist of it is share a channel with you know who, and who shall not be named. Wait, there's two of them? Who is.
I think that's the same person.
Oh, okay.
And for the record, his co-host left the show.
Yeah. Or we lose oh my goodness, this is a drastic question.
Yeah, and all our teams suck for the rest of eternity.
I'm taking the first option. I feel like I have to take that option against my will. You strong-armed me into collaborating.
Shit. Allison's out here like making us choose an option.
I know, just so we would say it. Just so we would say it. Disgusting. Disgusting would you rather, Allison. Anyway. No, Zach, it's not. And legitimately can't find the ibuprofen here either. I'm house sitting for my mom. So, yeah, we struggling today, but we power through, right? We power through. Next question.
She's proud.
God. DeAndre Ayton as our franchise center. This is by Taylor Packer, by the way. DeAndre Ayton as our franchise center on a max contract for the next decade, or Terry Stotts as our coach for the next decade. Give me Terry Stotts back. I ain't dealing with a max Ayton for a decade.
Give me DeAndre Ayton. I don't want to deal with the Stotts frickin' debates again.
You want to deal with Ayton debates for 10 years?
Yes. Over Stotts, yes.
We reached a Western Conference final with Stotts, though.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Ayton reached the finals, too.
Yeah. And Enes Kanter was our starting center when we reached the Western Conference finals, so imagine the magic that Stotts could do with Ayton.
Yeah. Imagine.
Imagine. All right, next
Until
question.
he has him run drop coverage against
Oh
Steph
God,
Curry and
stop. I might pass out at this point. Michael Sund.
yeah. Yep.
Go ahead.
Would you rather have a fresh rookie Damian Lillard or a fresh rookie with good knees Brandon Roy? Go Blazers. What are your guys' favorite all-time Blazers as well?
All-time Blazer is Dame for sure. Thank you for your question. Um, Eric, both of them were good as rookies.
Yeah. I mean, if you could guarantee he wouldn't ever get hurt, it would make this question very interesting. Um, so we have good knees. I still think I gotta take Dame. Maybe not on this particular team, but yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it did say Brandon Roy
with good knees.
with good knees, so I don't know. I'd want to see what that Brandon Roy looks like, so I'm going with Brandon Roy.
All right. And yeah, my favorite Blazers. I was a big Clyde Drexler guy growing up, and then obviously Dame recently, and yeah, those are my two favorite Blazers.
Yep. Next one is from JPO Card Rips. Said, would you rather have 2012 Raymond Felton or GP 2 weeks?
This might surprise you, but give me 2012 Raymond Felton. Screw GP 2 weeks.
Screw Raymond Felton.
I mean, screw them both, but
I mean, agreed.
yeah.
Agreed. Give me GP 2 weeks because at least he's not going to play. Raymond Felton is going to gain 30 pounds and then he's going to play.
You don't have to play him if you're the coach.
I mean, but then he's just going to sit there on the bench pouting because he's not playing. At least GP2 might be off somewhere, you know? So give me GP 2 weeks.
All right. He's off scheming his way to get back to the Warriors.
Yeah, exactly. At least you get out of here soon.
All right, CJ the GOAT, McCollum Daly. Hey, man, where have you been? Would you rather Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks? Tori?
Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, for the record, I know he lives on the East Coast. Dunkin' Donuts isn't really a thing out here on the West Coast. I'm not sure why, but yeah, give me Dunkin' Donuts over Starbucks too. I'm not a big coffee person, so I'd rather have the donuts.
Yep. JPO Card Rips $2 donation says, fun fact, Felton's final game was Dame OKC shot. Yeah, that's true. Maybe we should leave that as the final game and take GP 2 weeks. So Felton, you know, that was the end of his NBA career seeing Dame hit that shot.
But it said 2012.
Yeah, I guess. True. Anyway, how many questions did we have left?
Looks like just a handful. We can go through them fast. I know you.
We have 9 left. Okay, let's do them fast. You read them all off.
All right. Would you rather be able to re-sign Aldridge instead of him going to the Spurs in 2016 or draft Bam in 2017?
Give me Bam. Bam ended up becoming better than Aldridge ever was, in my opinion.
I don't know about that, but I think Bam would have been a better fit with Dame in terms of not needing necessarily an offensive player, but his defense would have been a game changer. And Dame and Bam are really good friends and get along really well. So I think that would have been a really good fit. So yeah, give me Bam.
I think maybe this is a hot take, but I think Aldridge's game kind of aged out as the NBA became more 3-point heavy. Like, you go and look back, like, the league became more efficient. The way he used to play with the Blazers, I mean, maybe he would have stretched it out to 3 more, but he was not efficient compared to how efficient the league got. So, if you're talking about Aldridge, he kind of keeps playing that way. I know he adjusted a bit on the Spurs, but he wasn't, like, the same dominant player on the Spurs. I think some of that was due to situation. Some of that was due to the NBA changing and kind of going a little bit away from a big man who his main shot was a mid-range fadeaway.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, Bam younger in that scenario. Go ahead.
All right. Next up, we got: would you rather? Would you rather? I don't know which or watch 2005, 2006 Blazers or 1971, 1972 Blazers. I think those are two worst teams.
Would I rather watch 2006?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be fun to go back and watch a year where you didn't get to see, obviously, we weren't born then. But I don't know, 71, 72, that would have been our second year, I think, in the league. So, you still have that freshness of it being young. 2005, 06 was the final year before Roy and we started it, but that was like the last year of this sucks being a Blazer fan, jail Blazer era. So yeah, I'm gonna take the 71, 72 just because it might be fun to watch a team in their second year in existence.
Yeah, next one.
All right. Jared Commett says, would you rather get $1 million or every single one of your favorite teams wins the championship in the next 2 years?
Every single one?
Yeah. Kind of along the same lines.
I might take the second one.
Yeah. So this kind of plays into the other question, and I think about this a lot. I don't like guaranteeing that my team will win a championship or this happens, you're guaranteed to win a championship because it kind of cheapens the championship in my opinion. So I'll take the $1 million.
It's all hypothetical though.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, if you knew your team was going to win a championship because you passed on the $1 million, like that would be I don't know if that's
is overthinking it a little bit. It's, which would you rather have? Yeah.
All right. And then he's back with the second question. Would you rather Scoot Henderson becomes an MVP, but Shaedon Sharpe completely busts, or the opposite? Shaedon Sharpe becomes MVP and Scoot busts.
I mean, it's kind of the same question, I think.
Yeah.
Like... Honestly, I do not have a preference which one of them becomes an MVP. I'll do a poll for this one. Eric, do you have a preference? Because honestly, like legitimately, I can't pick one. Like I'll say Scoot, I guess, just because he gets so much hate after his rookie season and so many people writing him off. But it's
it'd be cool if he became an MVP after that. I do, just stylistically, I think Sharpe would obviously have to become like a Kobe level player to be an MVP. So I think that'd be cool to watch on our team, a player like that. So, but either way, yeah, it's cool.
Taylor, exactly. I mean, that's kind of what I'm like. I literally don't have a preference. Either way, it's the same effect on the team, and that's what I care about. So, But this poll makes me feel more confident picking Scoot because out of 14 votes, 86% of people vote Sharpe. So, screw all the Scoot haters, man. Anyway.
All right, next up we got Boom, who is Tyler. Uh,
Yeah.
he says, would you rather reach 100K subscribers, but the Blazers are relocated, or win a championship in the next 10 years, but your channel grows only organically?
So get a plaque and lose my team from my city, or keep my team in my city and only grow at the rate we've been growing. I'm taking the latter. I mean, easily. I wouldn't enjoy covering the Blazers the same way, and I don't know, man. I work with channels that have 100K subscribers now, like through my job. So it's cool, but it's not like my life's goal or anything. So I mean, it would be sick to reach it as a goal, but I'm not dying to reach 100K subs.
Yeah, and I do think just based on a couple years ago when we went 10-4 at the beginning of the season, we had a lot of fun. The streams were popping, there was thousands of people watching some of those post game shows at once. And that was really cool. So I think if we were actually good again, I think it would just grow organically, not 100K level, obviously, but it would grow to big enough to where it would be be fun.
Honestly, the only way I'm probably realistically ever having a YouTube channel with 100K subs is by having an NBA channel.
Yeah,
That's it's much more realistic to do it that way than do it covering the Blazers, just because it's the Blazers, a small market team, and there's already a lot of people that wouldn't give us a chance that because they don't like our opinions or just don't like us. So
yeah. All right, and then Boom has another question. Would you rather the Blazers win a championship in the next 5 years, but then you have 20 years of being a bottom team every year, or have 25 years of exciting basketball, making the playoffs every year, but never winning?
I mean, I'd rather go the 25 years of exciting basketball. And the reason why I say that is because having a channel covering the team, man,
Mhm.
like, while winning a championship would be cool, like, it would be miserable sucking for 20 years covering the team. Like, it would be a lot more fun to cover a team that you would think has a chance.
But we would get to cover a championship.
One out of 25 years.
For me, just like I'd rather be the what's it? Oh, okay. Sorry, Tari. This is gonna hurt. Um, I would rather be the Florida Marlins than the Seattle Mariners. So give me a championship.
I mean, nobody cares about the Florida Marlins championship, right?
No,
So,
I know. Yeah.
it. Nah, man, like. You're 26, you're 27, we could win a chip. Like, give me that. I get the allure of winning a championship. Listen, if that's the only thing it was about, I wouldn't be a sports fan anymore. I'm 0-5 in championship games. When my teams make it to the Final Four, I'm 0-14. I'm still here, right? So, especially covering the team, I can't resign myself to 20 years of being terrible.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Hell no. I mean, it's
Well,
just it
well.
just the fan base becomes disinterested. It's miserable, man. For being a Mariners fan, I know. So
Hey man, we might be in year 3 of 20 right now, and we didn't even get to see a championship.
hurry up and end this stream, man.
All right, Zach is up next. Good old Zach Landia. Would you rather own the Blazers and have final say on all decisions, but donate any profits you would make as owner to charity, or rather pocket the profits that the Blazers owner would make and never be able to talk about the Blazers again? You can still watch, but it just has to be a loan.
It's another money question.
Yeah.
Um, give me I don't know, man. How much would I sell out my channel for? Nothing. My channel's priceless. There you go. There's your answer. What about you?
If I own the Blazers, but I had to donate the profits I made as owner, I could probably still make money elsewhere. So I'd probably take that.
Yep.
Alex Wolf, would you rather have soft tacos or hard tacos?
Hard tacos all the way.
Oh, really? I'm
Yeah.
a soft taco
I'm
guy.
a hard taco
I mean,
guy.
I like both, but I'm choose the soft taco if I have a choice. All right. Javon had a question. Would you rather have CJ Ellaby's aura or Chris Murray's aura?
CJ Ellaby had no aura.
Chris Murray has to.
Chris Murray, because his family isn't as mean to me. Yet.
Okay. CJ had a little bit of aura. I'll take CJ.
Just because of the hair, Chris Murray could grow his hair out like that.
True. You see he switched his number.
Yeah. He tried to change his aura.
All right, and last one. This is a very long question. Kyle Wilson, would you rather have the 49ers win the Super Bowl, but the Blazers relocate to Seattle?
Oh, man, so many relocations.
Have the Blazers win the championship, but have the 49ers relocate to Mexico City? Have the Mariners win the World Series, but the 49ers and Blazers never have winning seasons again? Or have the 49ers go winless against the Seahawks for 50 years?
50 years?
Wait, why would we choose that?
I mean, the Niners could still win a Super Bowl and go winless against the Seahawks, right?
Yeah. Maybe that's what he meant. But it doesn't say it. It just says have the 49ers go winless. And yeah.
Have the 49ers go winless against the Seahawks for 50 years. Is what it says on my screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd take that. Or maybe I'd take... No, I'd take D. I'd take D.
I'm gonna take B because since they're not a local team, it wouldn't bother me as much if they relocated. Even that would be stupid.
I was debating that, yeah.
Yeah, but I'd probably take B. So have the Blazers win a championship. Yeah.
I mean, D could come with a Blazers championship, and the Niners could still win a Super Bowl, so
Yeah.
that's what I'm going with. Anyway, appreciate you guys for submitting your Would You Rathers. Shout out to BetUS for sponsoring the stream. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Sorry, I do not feel good. So, energy end of the stream was subpar, but I tried my best. Appreciate you guys and all you do to support the channel. Eric, any final words?
Thanks, everyone, for watching. Thanks to everyone who submitted questions. That was cool. Always fun. And yeah, hope next year we get as good of questions. So thanks to everyone for participating. Thanks everyone for watching. Hope you have a good night. And one of these times, Tori, I just hope we have a stream that's not on a Monday or a Thursday, because that would mean something actually happened. But of course, nothing ever happens. So
Preseason will happen.
Yeah.
Preseason will happen.
And on Thursday, I mentioned this to you. I don't know if you want to do it or not, but Sam Quinn of CBS Sports ranked all the future picks owed in the NBA, all like 68 of them, including swaps. So I thought that might be kind of fun to discuss.
We'll take a look at that.
How we feel about his rankings and if we change anything.
Yeah, we'll take a look at that for sure. That'll be fun. Yeah, we'll find stuff to talk about Thursday. Anyway, preseason is almost here. Looking forward to that. Less than a month away. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Hopefully you have a good rest of your night and a good rest of your week. We'll catch you again later on this week on Thursday. And until next time, as always, peace out. Go Blazers.